Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up all the menu data, or to put it another way, preferences. I never know what to call this. Fundamentally, you're looking at your company details, your staff names, VAT rates, categories, etc, etc. I'll explain what associations, etc are as we go along. But before we do any of that, I'm going to show you how to change the password, just in case you so wish to. And whether you use your password, your startup password or not, you will at some point, if you come to delete a record or restore your data files, you will need to know the password. Now the default password that ships with Sortit is Sortit, written all one word and all lowercase, just like that. Okay, and to change it, just come up here to data, change password, and type in the password. If you get the password right, this button here will light up, and I'm going to change that to my dog's name, which is Henry. When you put a new password in, it needs to be something that you know and you can remember, but nobody else can guess easily. So I'll take a little bit of time just to get inventive with that. Right, on to the next section. And what we're going to do now is enter the menu data or preferences, and if your screen looks different to this, just click this button here that says menu data and it'll bring you to this page here. And to add your company's data, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video and fill the rest of these boxes in, because this is all self-explanatory, and the ones that need explanation I'll leave blank. Okay, right, I filled all the self-explanatory boxes in. This main title here, I'm going to come back to that when we do the categories. I'm going to show you what all that's about. Fundamentally, it appends this title here. So it'll say Sortit to dash, and then you can put your company name after it, or it'll tell you what kind of shop you have, etc, etc. So I'm going to come back to that. As I said, the next box, estimate deposit, is the amount of money you would require before you would process an order. Some people charge 25%, 50%, 100% in some cases. I'm going to say 50 for this particular company, and these three boxes here are so that you can carry on from your current system. So for example, if you're running the previous version of Sortit, or you're running a paper-based system, then there will be you will have created estimates and orders and invoices, possibly or possibly not, and what we're doing here is we're putting in your last number from those paper-based systems or previous systems. So let's say we're up to 1101, 1102. It wouldn't be like this, but it's just to give you a rough idea. Okay, your default VAT rate is, if you're in the UK, it's 20%. If you're somewhere else in the world, then obviously adjust it accordingly, and if you're not VAT registered, then that needs to be 0. And the last box here, a startup password. If you tick that, when you come to enter Sortit, it will ask you for a password. If you leave it unticked, then it'll ignore the password. And as I say, the password is Sortit, all one word, all lowercase, unless you've changed it, in which case you'll know what it is. Once you're happy with all that, click the tick. Alright, next on to staff names. Okay, when you first get Sortit 2, you'll see that it comes with one pre-populated staff name of admin, and you need that just to get into the software. Once you're in the software, you can overwrite that if you wish, and to do that you click this little button here with a triangle on it, and I'm going to overwrite that with my name. Okay, if you want to enter a new staff member, you click this button here, the plus. Okay, and you want a name put in for everybody in your organisation that is ever going to turn up on here, and don't ignore the people who aren't going to use this system. If they work for you, the chances are they'll turn up in the diaries, etc, etc. So one line for each person. If I suggest you don't delete these. If people leave, I suggest you don't delete these. You just keep them there. Otherwise, your records aren't going to look right. Alright, and I'll just enter one more just to show you how that's done, and that's it for staff names really. Next up, VAT rates. This is very straightforward. If you want to, this is the current UK one, obviously. If you wanted to edit that, you could make that 17.5 as it used to be. I'll put that back to how it is, otherwise nothing's going to make any sense. And if you work, I know in Southern Ireland, they have two VAT rates, or they used to. There was a 12% one and a 5% one, I think it was. Okay, and a 5% one. But ordinarily, if you're in the UK, you'll just want 0 and 20%. Okay, and on to the categories. Okay, you'll see that on your blank copy, these are empty, and on previous versions these used to be pre-populated for you, or at least some of them were pre-populated with Fireplace Shop data. But now, because this covers the likes of bathroom shops and stove shops, the categories can vary. So what we've done, we've brought in this facility here, and now you can have a fireplace shop, a stove and fireplace shop, a bathroom shop, or other. And what other means is that you're going to manually enter yours. And sort it will work for all sorts of businesses, to be honest. But we're going to say a stove and fireplace shop, okay? And click the tick. And the title is going to be stove and fireplace shop. And this will read up here, sort it to dash stove and fireplace shop, or okay, and there you go. And if we now go back to company details, you can see that the main title now has Blazing Success in there. And if we don't like that, we can go back in and overtype that. Or add to it or whatever. Okay, now back to categories. Let me explain these. Now this is taking in fireplaces and stoves. Alright, and you can see here we've got an extra column that's got a reminder ticked. Okay, for certain items. And what that means is that these items are the categories that will need servicing at some point in their future. Okay. And what we do to enter a new category, let's say oil boiler, and that would need servicing. Okay, and you can see how that comes out. And the same as before, if you want to delete a category, you just say yes to that. And fundamentally, by using these, you don't have to enter all these at once, but you do need to enter enough to get you going. And you can, as you go along, add more and more, obviously. And this is how you make the software your own. Okay, and onward from that. I'm not going to do suppliers now, or associations. They're complex, and I'm going to leave those towards the end. So next up, we're going to do diary categories.
There are certain categories here that can't be deleted, and these are the ones that are used to extract data from Sorted. It will sort out your customer collections, your customer deliveries, your fitting, and your callback. So if it's callback, for example, you try and delete it, it'll tell you can't. Same with that one, same with that one, and same with that one. Similarly, you can't edit them, they must stay in. Anything else you can do what you want with. So for example, collection there, you can edit, or you can add a new one. these all get used when you're entering data into the diary, which again I'll be explaining in more depth in a future video. And that's about it for callback. Media categories, when you place estimates, this is designed so that you ask your customer how they heard about you, and you can enter all sorts of stuff in here. It depends how thorough you want to get. You could do radio ad on the June 2010, and then there is a report up in here, media analysis, and it'll tell you how many people came from where, and etc, etc. So there's an unlimited amount of stuff you can put in there, and I suggest that because of the media analysis report, once you've put something in there, don't delete it out. Payments, pretty straightforward. You've got payment methods and payment types, so there'll be cash, check, debit card, MasterCard. If you can think of another one, put it in there. And again, we've got balance, deposit, and interim payments. If you can think of another payment type, then by all means put it in there in the same way that you have in the previous forms. And that's about it for the payments. Okay, and last but not least, we'll come on to suppliers, associate, and associations. Suppliers. To enter a new supplier, you click on the plus just as before. Now then, sort it only requires a company name and a fax number. That's all that's needed. If you want to go ahead and use this as an address book, you can type in the company's full address here, and contact and contact phone number, etc. And then I'll just enter another one. And once you've got a couple in there, you can actually search by company name, contact address, and postcode. So company name, if we type in an M in there, we go to Marble Unlimited, and you can see how that works. So you can use this as an address book. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to enter a few more in there, and then when we come back, I'll be showing you how to do associations. Okay, I've entered just a handful of suppliers in there. You sit down and you'd enter them all into there, which is a bit of a pain, but you only have to do it once. Once you've got that, we can then go across to associations. So all you do with associations is you select a category, and you select a supplier, and you hit this little button here, and you associate. Okay. If you want to remove one, you do that. I'm going to put that back in. So you just keep going down your list of categories and making associations, etc, etc. It doesn't take long to do this, and it's the reason it's done like this is so that when you're entering data into Sorted 2, you're not scrolling through a load of irrelevant suppliers when you're entering a particular category. And that's about it for this video. In the next one, we'll be entering estimates.